Youngsters coming in to work at global technology giant Zoho in Tamil Nadu's Tenkasi district. The energy and enthusiasm is palpable. Most of them are from villages and towns in and around, for who the opportunity to work in a world-class MNC near home is something they did not even dare to dream. Also arriving at the office campus, clad in traditional veshti and shirt, is Sridhar Vembu, CEO of Zoho, a SaaS or software as a service firm that he co-founded in 1996 and is now valued at $3.8 billion. Sridhar has been listed by Forbes as the 48th richest man in India. Yet, none of the trappings is visible in the demeanor of this barefoot, minimum fuss billionaire who shifted from the company headquarters at Pleasanton, California to his native Tenkasi in 2019.
So we have our office for 11 years now, and that has been successful. We have about almost 1,000 people. That's there in Mathalampare. It's about 25 kilometers from here. And I've always had the idea, a dream, that we have to develop these interior villages. We have to bring opportunities, technology to people here in these kind of villages. And we had bought this land, so I decided to move myself about three and a half years ago. And that's why I'm here.
Sridhar passionately believes that globally competitive software can be made anywhere, not just in high-tech centers like Silicon Valley, but tapping latent talent available locally. So, Zoho has been recruiting, training and inducting 12th class pass or diploma students to make world-class products.
And by now it's a very proven model for us. It's working very well. Over nearly about 20% of our engineering workforce has come from our own Zoho Schools of Learning program, and that is accelerating now.
Zoho's numbers are impressive. Zoho is India's first bootstrap firm to record 1 billion annual revenue in 2022. It showed a 43% jump in consolidated profit and 26% increase in revenue for fiscal 2022. It has 12,000 employees globally with offices in 25 countries. But Zoho defines its success not by these numbers, but the fact that it gives opportunity to those who never get one. We are here at Zoho's office in Tenkasi. This is unique not just because it's a global technology company that's operating out of back of beyond. It's much more than that. It's about a social experiment that's been highly successful. From 6 people in 2011, this has grown to nearly 1,000 people. And what's unique is that 60 to 70% of them have been recruited, in fact, from the rural hinterlands here, from the rural villages in and around. And they have produced world-class products like Zoho Desk. Selva Priya is from nearby Surandai town. She was still in school when her father, who worked as a driver, developed medical complications and became bedridden. Her mother was rolling BDs to feed the family. Selva Priya says it was life-changing for her and her family that she got admission to Zoho school that gave her training, paying her a stipend for it, and then she got inducted into the company.
நான் வந்து இப்படி ஒரு கம்பெனியில் வந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணுவேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நான் எதுவுமே நினச்சது இல்லை. பட் நான் இங்கே வராமல் எதுவும் போயிருந்தா ஏதோ ஒரு கவர்மெண்ட் ஜாபோ அந்த நார்மலாக போப்பேன். இப்படி ஒரு ஐடி ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இருக்கதே எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்காது. பிகாஸ் அதெல்லாம் சென்னை அந்த மாதிரி ஏரியா போனால் தான் தெரியும். இங்கே ரூரலாக இருந்து இருக்கிறதுனால என்னோட சரௌண்டிங்கில் நிறைய பேர் வந்து இங்கே ஜாப்க்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. அதுவே எங்கள் ஃபேமிலியில் ஐடி ஃபீல்டில் யாருமே இருந்தே கிடையாது. நான் வந்தது வந்து எங்கள் ஃபேமிலிக்கு ஒரு பாத்வேயாக இருந்துச்சு.
Shanti Murugesan has been a software trainer at Zoho schools for the last 8 years.
Actually, I am very proud to introduce Zoho school. We are reach out to more Zoho more government schools and private schools and also in diploma colleges within 30 to 50 kilometers around Tenkasi belt. Actually, we are conducting basic aptitude exams. Aptitude means just 6th to 10th standard basic mathematics and logical reasoning questions to filter our students. Actually, we are after we are recruiting students. First of all, we are giving basic training from how to handle laptops or how to use a laptop. Because already I said most of the students from remote area. So we are starting with our teaching from how to use a laptops for a week. After that, we are introducing visual programming languages to our students. Then once they interested and created their favorite games in a particular programming language, we will move them to next level. That means we will introduce high-level programming languages like Python, JavaScript, Java, and HTML, CSS coding also. So next level, students evaluation. So in all the colleges and schools, they are conducting exams to evaluate the students. But the Zoho school is very different from that approach. We are also having students evaluation, but our students evaluation process is based on 3 different factors. First one is we are evaluating students by their project presentation and the idea they pitch in, and also their method of implementation in their project. So every 3 months once we are conducting project presentation and also give a feedback to each and every students based on their skill set. Actually, Zoho School of Learning is a 2-year program. So first 1 year they are having fully classroom training. Next 1 year we will move them to for team training. So in the first year we are teaching 5 different subjects. That means programming languages, English, and computer-based mathematics, soft skill session, and also financial management. Because on their age of 17, they get stipend from Zoho for their 2 years training program. So that's why we are conducting financial management session also. So after first academic year completed, all the faculty members met our team managers and to understand what are the requirements in their team. So after that we will map each and every student to particular team based on their team requirement. So say the second year of training they will get coaching like internship training from the team managers.
Rakib heads the Zoho desk at Tenkasi and has spent 23 years with the company. He moved to Tenkasi in 2011. From 6 people, his team grew to 60 within 5 years and released the first version of the very successful Zoho desk.
Once we started, our goal was to hire only from our local villages. We teach them basic programming, we teach them the programming language that is needed to build our product, and then down the line in 8 months time they should be 6 months, 8 months time they will be onboarded in the team, and in the team they will be trained for another 2 or 3 months, and that's it. Within a year's time they will be into production. So mainly, right, I can say in the current trend around some 70 to 75% of people we have hired locally. Few have moved from Chennai to here, and 75% of people we have hired locally. We have hired local people from the rural villages, we have trained them and we have got them into product development. And of this, right, around 25% of people are from Zoho schools. So that is how we get resources, we hire them, we train them, and we evolve the products. It is not for an economic advantage. Sridhar's vision was that so we have to give opportunity to the kids in the rural area. See, they must be trained, they need an exposure, they need to be given an opportunity, and on giving proper training they can do magic. So that is what Sridhar's vision is. We invest a lot. So we have a faculty, we have a training center, we give them stipends from day one. So we don't discriminate between students and BE. So you finish BE and come here, we get a package. Students, they undergo training, probably in 2 to 3 years time they will receive the same package as a BE receives. So we don't see this as a cost advantage, we see it as opportunity that we give to the rural India. And another thing is that the kids' family, their life, their economy, their condition, it vastly improves.
Zoho is also unique because it has never laid off employees. It is in fact adding to its 12,000 employees, even if only slowly these days, because of the economic winter. Sridhar Vembu says that has been possible because Zoho never took loans. It's a zero debt company, privately held and valued at $3 to $4 million.
Our business has been conservatively run. We never carried any debt and we have always been profitable. So now during a downturn, it's a question of maybe we'll take a reduction in the profit margin. Maybe for 1 or 2 quarters, if necessary, we'll take a loss, and that is okay. This is something a public company cannot do. As the CEO's job will be on the line if they say that. And that is why we stayed private. And so that is also part of the secret here is we stay private so we can sacrifice near-term profit in order to make sure that the employees are taken care of. And I believe that is a good long-term investment in our own future.
From day one, I am with this company from 2001. So till now, I am in this with Zoho for 23 years, so I haven't seen any layoffs. That's thanks to Sridhar. So his vision is that so we have to stay frugal, so we don't get into debts. So with our own money, we slowly grow and progress. So we don't borrow money, we are not into debts, we have some reserves, and we are cautious. Our spending is also very cautious, and we regenerate ourselves. So today morning Sridhar mentioned, right, so twice he has reinvented. So as time, right, we catch up to the latest technology, we do the R&D, we invest, and then we have till now we are ensured that we are up in the market. So till now, so we are not into that layoff thing, and hopefully by Sridhar's vision and Sridhar's direction, I guess we will never be in that condition.
Zoho prides itself on being people-centric, both for employees and clients, and invest big in R&D instead of on marketing. Sridhar says Zoho strives to earn employee trust and loyalty, and that is why so many in Zoho have spent over 20 years and more in the firm in an industry where attrition rate is high.
So many of our people, and they've been with us 15 years, 20 years, all of it. And 5 years now, even in the rest of the industry, 3-4 years is the norm. While we are able to retain people, and that matters very much to our products. And we are able to do this because there is a culture that we have built, and that's very visible in our office. And one of the key reasons, we don't believe in this whole measure and manage systems that are so common. If you look at traditional HR practices, extreme amount of measurements, ranking, stack ranking, they call it, a lot of the buzzwords. We throw out all of them. We treat employees first and foremost as intelligent human beings who have passion, who have interests, and that is how we retain. And once that culture takes root, then everything else magically happens. So it's important to keep that culture.
Employees say there is freedom and opportunity to learn and grow at Zoho, and that is attractive. Sethu Ganapati from Karur district graduated with chemical engineering from Anna University and had no prior coding experience. He learnt at Zoho whatever he does now.
They gave me the chance. They said that you can develop it. I will give you the chance. You just come in. We'll give you 1 to 2 months for you to understand how this thing works. And these people, they are very, how to say that, they are generous, and they spend their time, because this is what that is being taught in college for 4 years for some students, for computer science students. This is what is taught for 4 years. They were able to they were able to make it understand in an easier way. It took only 2 months. So most of the thing that is taught in college may not be entirely relevant. I am not saying that the degrees are wrong, but still for work you may need a specific set of skills for what you are working, and Zoho was able to give me that. And all my peers, mentors, they were so kind enough to explain me all these things in a like how a student teaches like our teacher teaches to a student, and from that learning I am passing it to my juniors. So this is something that is followed in almost in all teams, in the culture, to make your peers grow along with you.
இங்கே இருக்க நிறைய பேர் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஹை லெவல் இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர்லேருந்து வந்திருப்பாங்க. நான் இங்கே லோக்கல்லேருந்து வந்ததுனால என்னோட ஃபேமிலி, அப்புறம் என்னோட சைட், என்னோட ஸ்பீக்கிங் ஸ்கில்ஸாக இருக்கட்டும், எல்லாமே இங்கேருந்து கொஞ்சம் அப்கிரேட் ஆகிருக்கு. இங்கே இருக்க ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் வந்து நான் லைஃப்பில் நினச்சே பார்த்ததே கிடையாது. எல்லாம் ஃபுல் ஃப்ரீடம், ஃபுட், அப்புறம் கம்யூனிகேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து நான் வந்து பேசிக்காக கவர்மெண்ட் ஸ்கூலில் படித்தேன். அங்கே வந்து இவ்வளோ அளவுக்கு ஃபீஸபிளாக எதுவுமே இருந்தே கிடையாது. இங்கே வந்து பார்த்ததுக்கப்புறம் தான் தெரியும், ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக பழகுறது, பேசுகிறது, இவ்வளோ ஃப்ரீயாக இருக்கலாம், எதுனாலும் ஃப்ரீக்வெண்ட்டாக பேசலாம், கேட்கலாம், நாலேஜ் ஷேரிங் எல்லாமே இங்கே நல்லாயிருக்கு.
Employees say at Zoho, everyone can get their breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks at the office. There is transport to and from office. There is flexibility and freedom to work and learn, even to experiment.
We look for what a person can do well, not all the things that We look to pass a person, not fail a person. I'll put it that way. We look for what is there in that person that can be unlocked. And most often it works. I wouldn't say every case will work, but most often that approach works.
And just to give an example, I started my career as a customer support agent. Now I'm handling a product management for a tool that helps the customer support agents. So in turn, I'm using my experience and building a product now. So I'm moved within Zoho, I moved to different roles. So doing my job, I've been given an opportunity to explore new agendas where I did onboarding for Zoho Books. I was working with Zoho Books earlier, and I was with sales. I kind of got the knowledge of sales and marketing. And now within Zoho Desk, I'm sure I don't have any restrictions here to apply if something can be good, can be made better for sales or marketing or even support. But the base is we have that freedom, and one core thing that I should say, being a part of the product management team, we don't manage people, we manage the work. There is no micromanagement, there is no people management, there is just work management from at least from a manager perspective or at least as a team mentor perspective. So we just want to manage the work. We want to highlight what has to be done. How it has to be done, of course we help them, but it's up to them, up to the peers to identify how it can be done. And there is no restriction in timing. We don't just tell them that they have to be here until the work is done, and folks are encouraged to take a break if they really require. Only if things go wrong, if there is an escalation, then most probably we'll just pitch in, try to help them and work along with them. So that's how the routine is.
Youngsters actually see Zoho mainly for the freedom that they give in the learning and also for the perks. Not to mention only the perks actually reduce them, or the perks actually help them to burn out. Here they don't have the stress of go home, cook, you have to travel a lot of distance. All those is not there. You come here, you have all 3 times a day, you have got the food, you have got all, you can go play, you can interact with people easily. You can see our office, we have no hierarchy. You can go easily interact with someone. If you feel bored sitting in one place working, you can carry your laptop, you can even sit in the Thinnai. Thinnai is just the outdoor. You can sit in the Thinnai, Wi-Fi is available everywhere. You can sit in the Thinnai, you can go there and work. There is no restriction on where you sit. There is no restriction on what you do or when you do. You can come to office at your own time. But it's not applicable for everyone. Let's say you're working in support, you can't come to office on your desired times. Except for those few roles, people are allowed to work on their flexible hours. Then we don't have restrictions on what we wear. The attire is not restricted. So since we give freedom on all those things, people actually want to come to Zoho. That's where the normal youngsters see, because all these things are not given in other offices.
Another Zoho project Sridhar is passionately pursuing is this open school for primary to senior children. It was during the COVID pandemic that Sridhar started teaching youngsters who did not have a school to go to. This school has 150 children this year and is planning to accommodate up to 750 children by next year.
Yeah, so in our school we do not reject any kid, we actually admit whoever comes in. And these kids have so much potential, so much energy, so much curiosity. What is the hurdle is the fear, the fear of learning. So our purpose as teacher is first to remove that fear. We tell them you can actually do it. It's not such a big deal. It's just a language. You can just put in the effort and you do it. So that is the direction we go at. And as our school is culturally rooted, our purpose is also to enable these kids to be entrepreneurs in this own soil, so that they can take care of their villages. We don't want them to migrate away.
Akshaya Sivaraman joined Zoho 8 years ago as a software developer, then taught at Zoho schools and is now running this open school where, from school dropouts to those who failed, no one is turned away.
the kids come from the villages nearby, the very next 2-3 villages nearby, and the parents of those kids are actually agricultural civil daily wagers. So we have currently about 120 students and 20 teachers, and in future we have a big infrastructure coming up that can seat about 500 to 750 students. In fact, Sridhar has given us a goal of starting 200 schools in and around the villages of India, all over India.
As a strong advocate of transnational localism, Sridhar believes in being locally rooted and stay globally connected. So, other than Tenkasi, Zoho has hubs planned in Tirunelveli, Madurai, Palladam in Coimbatore, Tirupur and Tiruchirappalli. He is even exploring Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Sridhar Vembu is convinced India is a great place to invest, and that is why he is back home and back to the basics. In Tenkasi, with camera person Nagaraju, Sudhir, NDTV.